And for the final question, for 5 minutes, to Ms. Hardcastle.
Thanks. Oh, it's such a privilege to be with you today because you're really expressing things so well. We've heard from other human rights defenders as well, and you're really getting to the heart of something that is universal. And I guess one of the things that intrigued me was when you talked about how Canada is supporting women and livelihood programs, and what we're looking at is something bigger here. Do you have a suggestion of how Canada could segue into addressing those bigger issues? I know I had asked you a little bit before about legal support, or I'm just trying to think of what there could possibly be that is appropriate in our international regime as well, right?
They need to talk to women who are in the resistance, and they're not talking to us. The livelihood projects stay on the livelihood level. But when you have a regime that looks at women this way, that livelihood will only go to up to a certain place. Duterte has chilled even the diplomatic community because he has insulted some ambassadors. He has threatened to throw out some missions from the country. I think it is important that your representatives in the Philippines are braver and not be afraid to be seen talking to people who dare to question the president's not just policies but his performance, his acting out, and then it could begin there. Because our people have lots of ideas of what we'd like to do, and we can find spaces where we can do it. We can do it sometimes very bravely, but we can also do it sometimes very quietly, growing the movement, growing to understand. A lot has to happen in the Philippines about looking at what happened and why. And that is a discussion that needs time, it needs trust, it needs building connections among people, because you are going to have to do some self-examination, and we are also going to have to examine you. That needs trust. And I would like to say that in the past, the Canadian mission in the Philippines had that kind of a relationship with civil society, with the NGOs, and I don't think I'm mistaken here. I don't think it's there now. You have to talk to people like me at home. I'm not the only one. There are brave women, there are creative women, there are women of all ages from different sectors who are trying very hard, banging our heads on the wall to think of how do we break this? How do we break this? Non-violently, because that is not our way. And it is good to feel, it's good to have those conversations coming also from outside that tells us that they recognize what we are going through, and that tells us that they are supporting, and that they believe also in the future that we continue to believe in.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Teresita Ging, Quintus Delis. I think that I speak for the committee to say we have great admiration for the work that you and the other women are doing in the Philippines, and we will be following very closely your future endeavors. And I want to thank you for your very compelling and open testimony today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Committee's adjourned. Wow.